Okay, will the stingiest candidate win? In Kentucky's Senate race, Rand Paul is raking in nearly twice the amount of dough as Trey Grayson in the GOP primary. Is that because voters think he'll be the cheapest when it comes to doling out taxpayer cash? Rand Paul joins me right now. He is the son, by the way, of former presidential candidate Ron Paul. Rand, good to have you back. Thanks for coming.
Good to be with you, Neil.
We've been getting into this raging debate as to whether Republicans veer more to the right, as Rush Limbaugh says, and stand for something and be uber conservative, or be pragmatic. Where do you stand?
Well, I think it's not always the traditional right-left paradigm that we've always talked about, and it's maybe a little more complicated than that. I tend to see it as reform versus the status quo, and I'm one of those who think Washington has to be reformed. The 1,100-page bills they pass that no one reads. I personally have talked about, they tell us they want us to have a waiting period for buying a gun. I think our legislators need a waiting period before they pass bills. I propose 1 day of waiting for every 20 pages of a bill. I think that would slow them down quite a bit.
All right, well, they just, you know what they do? They just lump it together with a short bill that spends a lot of money and like Cliff Notes, but that's a whole other issue. But what about this debate in the Republican Party? I think something big is going on here that could actually hurt Republicans in the aggregate. What do you make of that? In other words, you divide it among the Republican candidate, the conservative alternative, whatever. The Democrat just walks in and that's bad for Republicans.
I think the interesting thing is I don't consider myself to be on an extreme right wing. I'm very frugal. I'm very conservative. I don't believe in earmarks. I don't believe in bills they don't read. But I also tell people that I won't vote for any budget that's not balanced, Republican or Democrat. So I don't see myself as a partisan. I think sometimes what the American public doesn't like, and let's say you're an independent or a moderate, what you don't like are people who just vote and say, I'm going to always vote with the Republicans because Republicans are always right and Democrats are always evil and wrong. I don't see it in good versus evil, party versus party, but I do see that there's good policy and bad policy, and I think the overriding concern for our country is there's no money left. We have to quit spending money we don't have.
Well, we've done that for so long, I don't know if we could retrain ourselves. But Rand Paul, thank you very, very much. Good seeing you again.
Thank you.